What's up? What's up? What's up? So, I decided to do my updated sinking funds video. I did one not even last year, I did one in 2021. So, I wanted to do an updated one for 2023. So, I did let everyone know in the beginning of my videos that I basically cashed off my wallet and I only have a few sinking funds that I keep in my house because it's only but so much that I do in cash. So what I plan to do the first few weeks of January, because I'm going to restuff my sinking funds. I not restuff my sinking funds, but restuff the money that I put in my sinking funds because I do not go to the bank every single week. I do not go to the bank every month. I go to the bank as often as I need to, which is usually about every 2 to 3 months. I go to the bank and I pull out a large amount of money, and then I sit there and I pretty much put that in one envelope and I pull from that every single week. So that is what has been working for me. I've been doing this now for over a year because now we're in 2023 and I've been doing this since 2021. Actually, I started doing it before 2021, but I started doing it more aggressively in 2021 when I started my YouTube channel. So I get paid once a month. I do not get paid more than that. I get paid once a month. So because I decided I wanted to pay off my car this year, I decided to take on work. So I normally don't work. I work when I want to. I do part-time babysitting. I did sign up on care.com. If you're looking for a side hustle, and you want to get paid in cash, you can definitely go on care.com. They have babysitting, nannies, housekeepers, um, elderly companions, dog walkers, house sitters. All of those jobs are on care.com. And like I said, if you want to do it, you could go through the books and people will hire you and they'll pay you and you'll sign paperwork, to pretty much go through filing a tax form, or you can do it through cash like I do. I do it with cash only. I only deal with cash because it's just easier for me. And the way that my income is set up, I don't pay taxes anymore. So there's no reason for me to sit there and do something to pay taxes if I don't have to. If you have something against that, by all means, I get it. Then this is not for you. But if you, like I said, you could do it the other way and pay taxes. It's all up to you. So I sit there and I wanted to show you guys the other places that my sinking funds lie. So I do not have sinking funds in the house like most people do. They have their books and binders and this look great. It looks cute. Everything looks nice. I love watching those videos, but I do not have them in my house because for me, it just doesn't function that way because I use my credit card. So I just transfer money over from my accounts. So I'm showing you guys the way my sinking funds are set up just because it's a little easier maybe if I explain it, just because it makes sense to me. And I'm hoping that maybe this might help some people out. Now, the reason I'm also doing this video is because I want people to understand you can't have, well, I know some people do it that way where they only have one checking account and one savings account and they just cash stuff, everything. That works for some people. This is what works for me, and I realize some people brain works more like mine. So if this is how your brain works, then stick around. So like I said, I get paid once a month and this is what I do. My cash stuffing goes like this. I pretty much set aside a certain amount of money every single month. So everything gets spread out through these accounts. So the reason I'm showing you guys because I want you guys to understand how my accounts are set up and how I name them. So that way it's easier for some people to be able to know that you don't necessarily have to have 21 bank accounts. So I'm doing it this way just so that you could see. So my first three accounts is with all my accounts are high yield savings accounts except for two. I have one checking account and one normal savings account, and that's it. Everything else is high yield. So these three accounts I have my 4 months of expenses. I already have that money saved up. So like I said, doing this process of 2021, before that, I was already saving. So that wasn't new for me. And that's also why I don't do saving challenges as well. I don't do saving challenges because most of my money is just in the bank and it makes me feel better looking at it in there instead of pulling it out. And I call my house Tiny. So this is Tiny Renovations and Repairs. That's another account that I have. So all of these are with Capital One. The first three are Capital One. So my 4 months of expenses, I only have 4 months. I really don't need it. If you think about it, when you have guaranteed income, you really don't need to have that, but I just have it just because. You never know. So I decided to save up 4 months of my expenses that I actually spend, the money that I spend that I need, my four walls, not anything extra. So I have that. Then I have Tiny Renovation Repairs. I am saving up again. I just paid off my bathroom. I just did my bathroom and I just paid that off. So I'm not starting from zero, but I am starting all over again because anything can happen and I just want to have a good amount of money saved up for this account. So I am putting money every month in there. Then deductibles. Again, this is an account that I opened up just so that I could have my deductible. So I have a homeowner's insurance, and if anything happens to my house, they would require a deductible for them to do any large renovations. If my house burnt down, flooded, or if I needed to do anything where a really bad hurricane busted out my windows, tore up my house, like these are things that homeowners have to worry about. Not everyone has to worry about that, because if you're not a homeowner, you don't have to worry about it. But I have a large deductible compared to maybe a car deductible, where my car deductible is only $1,000. My homeowner's deductible is $3,500. So who wants to try to figure out where to pull $3,500 from? Nobody. So I have that with my car deductible. So it's about $4,000 to $5,000 in that account. So that is the main accounts that I have in Capital One. That's it. Those are my three accounts in Capital One, and I do not look at that account. I don't pay it no mind. I literally do not open that account because these are my serious money accounts, because I don't want to touch this money. Let me show you why. I'm about to show you guys where my money is that I do look at on a regular basis. So it may be monthly or weekly, but I do not look at these accounts at all. I take a look at these accounts maybe once a month because interest does go into these accounts. I might take a peek at the interest, and that's about it. I really don't look at these because unless I need it, there's no reason for me to look in those accounts. That's why I put it in Capital One. Now, where I keep the rest of my money is Ally. So the high interest account that I was talking about now is Ally. So I have more than one Ally account. Now I'm trying to do this so that at least you guys could see it and it doesn't look crazy. So I hope you guys could see that clearly. Let me block this out so maybe it's not so, yeah, maybe that might be a little better. Let me see. Let me move this over. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure you see what I need you to see, and that's it. I don't want you to really have to see everything else. So my Ally One account, I have 3 Ally accounts, so that's why I did it like this. So Ally One is my low priority. So I know everybody has low priority, high priority binders. This is my low priority. And the reason why I say it's low priority, because look what I have in here. And these are buckets. And this is why I love Ally so much, because of the buckets. So I don't have to have a whole bunch of accounts. I have literally one account with all the things that I want to be able to put money aside for, not need, but want. So I have Pamper Me, and the money I put aside in here is money that I put aside because I do have laser. I had laser hair removal bikini. So if you understand what that is, that's what I did. I did that, and I have to do maintenance. So I pull money from there whenever I do spa treatments. If I want to do a facial, I pull money from here. So I allocate money every single month. When I get paid, money goes in here, and I pretty much can do whatever I need to do throughout the year, and I don't have to worry because I pretty much gave myself a nice little buffer that I don't have to worry about, oh, I have to wait until. I don't like to wait. If I want to do something, I want to be able to do it. So I allow myself to put money in here all through the year, last year and the year before. So this has a nice, decent amount. So if I did my laser, it's usually I buy 2 sessions, and it's usually about 300 and some change every 2 sessions. So that's how I buy them now, since I don't need it regularly, like every 3 months. I do it once every 6 months because that's what maintenance is, because there's really nothing there. So I do that. Then I have events and gifts. Events and gifts is anything that falls within holidays, anything that someone may invite me to, anything that I have to buy a gift for a birthday, anything like that. That's what this is for. If I may want to one day get invited to a holiday party, uh, maybe even what is it, the Halloween. I don't celebrate those things, but if I get invited, at least I know I have somewhere I could pull money from. Again, this is also a revolving account. I do not sit there and allow this account to go, not count, sorry. Don't allow this bucket to go lower than a certain amount. So there's always money in there. There's always money in there, so I'm okay. So whenever someone's birthday come up, I don't have to be like, oh no, I thought I had. Nope, I go right here, I pull money out, and that's it. Same thing with Zaddy. That's my fiance. Anytime his birthday come, he ain't getting nothing this year. I decided to not put as much money in here this year just because the fact that he understands I'm paying off, debt. He gets it. So I'll do something small for him, but I used to put more money in here for him because he's just expensive for no reason. And I get it. If that's what you like, that's what you like. So I'm putting less, so he's going to get something small this year. I'm not doing like I did before. We're not doing big stuff this year. At least I'm not. He going to do something big for me. He could do that. I'm watching my pennies. So luxury me, this is where my clothing item, bags, anything unnecessary. And I'm sorry if people feel that clothes is necessary. I'm not saying if it's necessary for you, it's not necessary for me. I have more than enough clothes in my closet. I have more than enough shoes and sneakers in my closet. I have more than enough bags. I don't need it. So this is literally something I say luxury me because it's not necessary. It's really not. So I called it that just because I know for me to look at it, it's not something that I go hard for, like, oh, I gotta sit there and go shopping for clothes. That's just me. Like I said, everyone is different, but I do have it for if I want to buy something clothing item related or shoes. Hey, you need to sometimes restock up on your underwear. You gotta pull money from somewhere. That's where I pull money from. Traveling. So I do have more than one traveling account. I have one for vacations and one is traveling. Traveling is anything outside of my hotel and my airfare. I pay for my hotel and airfare out of my vacation money. This is anything outside of food. So I put my money for food and tips separate. So anything outside of that, which would include excursions, if I want to buy myself a souvenir, I pull the money from here. Like I said, every single month, money gets pulled out of my account and they get, what's the word? They get transferred into my Ally account and then they go into these buckets. And there is a way to do it so that they go into each individual bucket. It allows you to do that. It's just on the actual computer or your app, you can sit there and set it up that way. So that's what I did. Now the Ally 2. My Ally 2 now, this is my high priority account, and these are my buckets for that. Let me see if I can cover this up. Let me cover it up there. Okay, so that way you can try not to distract you from seeing other stuff because sometimes people get distracted easily. So I do manifest is just my savings. This is just my basic savings. I know everyone should have a basic savings. It's just for anything that I may want to save for in the future. I do plan on moving to another house at some point. So I'm just saving, personal saving, whatever you want to call it. So I just call it manifest. Now, furniture is furniture/appliances. So if I ever need to replace something, I know where I can go to buy something like a washing machine, God forbid, because nobody wants to be buying nothing at these prices these days. But if I need to buy something that breaks down, if I can't get it replaced, because I do have home warranty insurance, which allows you to have most of your appliances and things in your house like plumbing and things like that covered. If they cannot fix it, then you still have to pay something towards getting a new one. Basically, that's how that goes. So I do put aside money. I don't need furniture. My whole house is furnished. I don't need anything from that as of right now. This is more so saving towards the future of when I do move. I plan to buy new furniture and hopefully, like I said, I don't have to replace any appliances or anything like that. But the money is there. Lawn care, I do have a little tiny bit of green around my house in the front and the side and the back. So when the spring and the summer is here, I have to start getting it cut down and things like that. Yes, I could do it myself. Am I? No. So that's what this is for. So I put aside money for that. Again, this is something also that I put aside money for, annuals. Now, my car registration comes out every 2 years. I do my car registration every 2 years. It's very cheap. And your license, you renew, I think here in Pennsylvania, you renew it every 4 years. So things like that is also in here. But my annuals is my life insurance and my home warranty insurance. I cover that for the year. So I put aside money so that I don't have to worry about when it's ready to come out. It's just there, and I just transfer the money and it comes out, and that's it. I don't have to worry. Black is my car. I named my other car CC. This one I'm calling him Black because he's all black on black. So I decided to name him Black. So Black and tech. So if I need anything as far as maybe my phone, if I have to replace my phone, I don't have to pay outright for my phone. I can do a monthly. But if I do it, it's usually you have to pay for the taxes up front. So I have to pay something towards it. So I have somewhere I can pull the money from. I do have a laptop. If it breaks down, if anything happens to anything that is technology connected, I also pull money from here. So this is for, and my car is not maintenance. This is stuff for me to do just whatever I want to the car. Like right now, when I first got my car, I changed out my speakers. I'm about to get a subwoofer, and I'm about to do an amplifier. I'm about to do tents. I just put aside money. I am halfway to my goal to just do everything because I try not to do in pieces. I just want to do it everything at once. So I'm just saving up. So that's where I save my money to do nonsense, basically, if that's what you want to call it. Some people like rims on their car. I like to sit there and put nice speakers in my car so I can really blast I want to be deaf, okay? Don't judge me. All right, so that's what I do. That's where that money comes from. So this is just stuff for me to do stuff to my car, not necessarily anything important. This is just accessories, anything like that, mats, stuff like that. And then, of course, we got the, oh, snap, I done forgot. Something happens, something of importance, but not important enough that I don't have it covered. So, of course, home maintenance, I have covered. But something like, you drive in and all of a sudden you get pulled over, you catch a ticket. Yeah, stuff like that. I wanted to make sure I had money put aside for in case something happens that is not necessarily in here, but it's something. So this is like, oh, snap, miscellaneous, what the F, all of those things that I see so many people have their different names, rainy day, whatever you want to call it. There you go right there. Now, I do have a third one, and this one is also a joint. So that's why you only see 2 buckets, because it's more buckets, but I only contribute to these 2. So that's why here's car. That's cars is me and my fiance's cars. And so it's car maintenance for his car and my car, health and beauty for him and me. So if I need to buy anything, trust me when I say I stock up on body wash, shampoo, conditioner. I stock up on those things throughout the years. Literally, I'm trying to get rid of what I have because I have so much of it. But the body wash, since he and I have been together, he goes through body wash a lot faster than I do because I use caution. I don't know what I'm very careful with using body wash, so I don't just dump it out on the rag. So I go through my body wash a lot slower. He goes through it faster. So health and beauty, we both contribute to this. Right now, I'm the only one contributing. So guess who's the only one using it? Being that my car is new, I did say that in my other videos. I did get a newer car. I sat there and don't need to do any maintenance to my car right now. So the money that's in there is just in there until I do my first oil change, and the money can cover his oil change. Now, I don't need any maintenance on my car no time soon. The first time I did maintenance on my other car, I have the same car, just a newer year. The first time I did maintenance on my other car was like, it took me about a good 2 years. I did a alignment. So I don't see myself really doing any maintenance on this car anytime soon, but I am saving for it. So the money is there, and I am saving continuously every month or so that way money is always going to be there when I'm ready. My fiance car, his car is a little more older. So his is a 2019. So he has to do more maintenance on his car. As a matter of fact, he's about to buy new tires, and it's going to cost him about $2,000. He on his own with that. Listen, I told him, give me money so that I could put money in here for him. He ain't want to listen. So guess what? You on your own, buddy. So I'm thinking eventually he gonna listen. I think I know what I'm talking about. But you gotta let people live and learn. So eventually he'll get on board with sending me more money. He sends me a little bit, but he'll send me more eventually. So now let's go down to my last 3 accounts. So now you see my stuff. So this is my savings account. And my checking account, I did skip over that. I forgot. I was like, wait a minute. I'm supposed to have a checking account. Yeah, I did skip over that. So my checking account is where my mortgage comes out of. And if I use Zelle or Cash App, that money comes out of there. I usually just keep 1 month of my mortgage in there and a little bit extra now, just because if anything comes out, I just want to have a buffer. I don't specifically put money in there for a buffer. It's just whatever extra is in there, because money is always being sent into that account. That's where my fiance sends money to. So money is always in that account. So I just don't put anything extra for buffer, because money just sits sometimes. So I use my checking account like that. I don't use it. I use it as in case of an emergency that is really, really important. Right at that moment, I can use the money in there, and then I could always transfer it from wherever I need to transfer it. Hope that makes sense. So my stuff is my savings account, my regular savings account that's attached to my checking account. So usually you get a checking and a savings. So my checking and my savings is the same account. I have a credit union, so that's where my checking is. So I have a credit union, and I take out my food money. I use that to get my gas, and of course anything that's fun. So if I do a dining out, eat out, anything like that I might want to do that's fun, that's where this money come from. So this is usually my fun money. And my fun money is not self-care. So self-care, like I said, is more pamper me money that comes out of my pamper me money. So if I want to do my feet, nails, anything like that, that's still pamper me money. So I hope that was clear when I said it before. Vacation, like I said, this is another account. This is where I send my money for vacation. So whenever I'm putting aside money, like I said, how my money is broken down every month, because I only get paid monthly, it's broken down. So this money comes out as soon as I get paid on the 1st, all of this comes out. So what's left is this money is sitting there, and the money in my checking account. So money in my checking account, and this is sitting there on the 1st, 2nd, and the rest of the month. And so that's why I like to do it this way, because I don't have to worry, and I can use my money as I see fit. So vacation money, like I said, is I use this money for my hotel and airfare only. That's it. That's all that money is for. I have traveling and I have vacation money. Traveling is for everything else, excursions or souvenirs. And like I said, I do have money put aside in my cash that I put aside for tips and food. And then my cash account, this is another account that I use, and this is what I fund my sinking funds with. And like I said, it says most of my sinking funds, because not all of my sinking fund. My food money comes out of this account. So when I pull money out for my food, I pull it out from this account. So I hope that makes sense. So everything else comes from this account. So when you see me cash stuffing for my birthday, I cash stuff for my casino, all of these. And then, like I said, I also have, so I have these 3 sinking funds, and then I have a couple more that I keep in my safe. I take the money from here. So I put money in, and then when I'm ready and I need to do something, I pull it from here, this cash account. So all in all, I just wanted to let it be known that if you count how many accounts I actually have, let me pull this in frame. Okay. So if you see how many accounts I actually have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 accounts. But you see how many sinking funds I have. And the reason why, like I said, because of Ally. Ally allows me to have buckets so that I don't have a bunch of accounts, because each one of these, I would say, let me see. I would say maybe And I forgot, I didn't say, I said traveling. Africa is a trip I'm saving up for because this is going to be a more expensive trip. So this is going to be like about 6,000 or more. So I'm saving specifically for that. That's why that's separate from traveling, because this, yeah, I don't want to empty this out and then I got to keep on trying to remember to put money in here for this. So I just put it in one of my buckets just so that I know when I hit it, because I don't have access to this account, and I have access to this one, but I can't see it. This is an account my mother gave me, and this is an account she gave me, so I can't see these accounts. I have access to this with a bank card. This one I have zero access to. So I just wanted to be able to see whenever I am at my goal. I wanted to be able to see it. So like I said, there's certain accounts. I would say maybe some of these I would end up putting like maybe $500 in. Maybe this one, my lawn care, might have $600 for the year. I don't need a whole entire bank account to hold $600. That's just how I look at it. It's not necessary. So I just did it this way. So that way, when these accounts are accumulated all together with the interest, like I said, all of these are high yield interest accounts. It's a nice little penny that you get back every month. So I prefer to do it this way. And the last thing that I wanted to say, because I'm at the end of the video, and I just wanted to say that everyone is different and you don't have to do it this way. Like I said, some people are fine with doing it 100% cash, and that is fine. I just do it this way because it is much, much easier for me. It's a lot easier for me to sit there and have these in an account, and I can sit there and I can see everything and where my money is going and what I'm using throughout the year. So that way, if I need to add more or add less, I can do that. So that's what I've been doing. And I also wanted to say, even though I have this for deductibles, I don't touch it. And I also have this. But if something happened, because I only keep $1,000 in here, that's it. This is the max that I'll keep in here. And then if it goes down, I'll sit there and replenish it again. But that I don't keep more than $1,000 for this, because this is small little situations. But if something big was to happen, like big, before I touch this, and before I touch this, if I really need to do anything, I'll clear all of these buckets out. I promise you I would. I would clear all these buckets out first. And then I'll sit there and deal with whatever's left over. I'll pull from here. Because that's how I feel. That's why I said this is low priority. These are just fun money to spend for whatever I want. This is not need. This is more of a need, and this is more of a need. This is not need. So because it's a want, I'll clear this all out, because between all of these accounts, I can be honest, I have about $4,000 in here. So I can literally, if one day, if someone wants to drop a comment and say, show me how you did the buckets, I can show you how to set up buckets and everything like that, because some people get confused. But I could show you how to set up your buckets, and I'll show you my actual account, and you could see between all these buckets, I have $4,000. So if I needed to do anything and this isn't enough, I'll clear this out real fast. I sure would. But that's just me. Like I said, hopefully it don't come to that. Please, Lord, don't let it come to that. Please. Like, I don't want that. But if I got to do what I got to do, yes. Before I go to any emergency money, I will not ever pull from that. I won't pull from this if I don't have to. I'll pull from here, and I'll pull from this. That's how I have my money set up right now. And like I said, if I need to, I'll pull from here too. It all depends on what the emergency is. If it calls for more than $5,000, I'll pull all of this. I'll pull all of this, and I'll still be okay. And that's why I set it up that way. And that's why I love cash stuffing. I appreciate all the women that I watched in the very beginning that helped me understand why it's so important to separate your money from just a checking and a saving, because that's all I had in the very beginning. And slowly I added this one and this one. These two were the first two accounts that I added to my cash stuffing, digital cash stuffing. These two. And then I added these and these and these and these all in 2021. I did this one last year, 2022. But all of these, I sure did. I did that, and I thank everyone who's still doing it, and I appreciate everyone who watches my videos. And if you learned something, thank you. Please drop a comment if you feel that this was helpful in any way, because that's all I'm trying to do is be helpful. That's it. That's all I'm giving this information for. I really just want people to understand how easy you can make your life and not have to live paycheck to paycheck by just putting a thought into budgeting your money and going from there. Just trying your best to stay on track, because we all fall down, but it's how you pick yourself up. That's all that matters. Take care, everyone. Bye.